It's no question that Ayo Dosunmu has untapped talent. The question the Chicago Bulls fans and the franchise might be asking themselves now is, does he compare to Jimmy Butler? We're going to be talking about that in today's video. In fact, does Ayo Dosunmu compare to Jimmy Butler? So I'm Rico Greenhowe. This is Bulls Digest. And before we jump into it, wanted to let you know that 78.8% of you guys that watch the videos are not subscribed to the channel. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with your latest news and happenings around your Chicago Bulls. And without further ado, guys, let's jump into the topic of the day here, which is Butler-like offensive leap for the Chicago Bulls. And so in this particular piece, they're asking the question of, could Dosunmu go ahead and be the next Jimmy Butler? And obviously the questions about the franchise, are looming, with what we're going to do in free agency, what we're going to do to get ourselves out of this mess that we have in the cap space and everything else. But, one of the things that they're saying here is, is he going to get the opportunities that Jimmy Butler got? And honestly, guys, I think that he is going to get those opportunities. I'm not banking on the fact that we're going to have a healthy roster. And even if we do have a healthy roster, I think at this point in time, Billy Donovan is going to have to play Dosunmu because he has shown so much promise. Much like Coby White, I think that now that you see the potential has jumped off the boards, you have to go ahead and play him. And guys, what is going to be surprising about this as we go inside the numbers is that in a lot of ways, Dosunmu and his numbers were actually better in year 3 than Jimmy Butler. Okay, and this is very interesting. All right, guys, so let's take a look here at the numbers, in fact. So I'm going to bring up Jimmy Butler's numbers first, and then we can go from there. All right, and so here is Jimmy Butler's numbers. You're seeing that Jimmy, in his third season, guys, he averaged 13 points a game. You're going to look here at the assist, he's at 2.6, and the steals at 1.9, so almost 2 steals a game. We're going to look at that when we look at Dosunmu's numbers here. Blocks, he's at 0.5, but looking at the field goal percentage here in year 3, okay, so look, I know the three-point shot was not necessarily a premium back there in 2013, 2014. I think it was really starting to become a part of the game. That's just when the Golden State Warriors were opening up that window. But he's only at 28% there, and he actually had taken a bit of a dip from year 2. And then also, too, when you look at the field goal percentage, he's shooting right around 45%. And look at the minutes. I want to take a look at the minutes here. This is very important, guys. He went from 26 minutes up to 38 minutes a game, guys. That is a lot of minutes, all right? And so when we look at Dosunmu, look at how good that he has done in year 3 here. So here is Dosunmu's numbers, and here's what he's done so far. So he's jumped up from 8 points a game. He's at 12.2 points a game, but look at the blocks. The blocks are similar to Jimmy Butler. Yes, he's not at the 1.9 with the steals thus far, but he's right there, all right? He's under there. But look at this, guys. When you go over and you look at the free throw percentage, look at how he's improved there, which is one of the knocks that he had in his pre-draft camp, was that he didn't shoot the free throw well. He's obviously hit the gym, so he's shooting free throws at a very good clip. And the one thing that you love, guys, is look at the 2-point percentages. He came into the league a lot better and polished than Jimmy Butler. And in year 3, yes, it's taken a little bit of a dip, guys, but he's still shooting 56% here from the field at the 2-point range. And then when you look at the 3-point numbers, very impressive. Okay, he went from 37% up to 40. I know he dipped a little bit in year 2, but that's fine. Jimmy also dipped a little bit. And so the fact that he's shooting at 40 and he's shooting at a 50 percent clip now in year 3. That lets you know that he is on the path to do something special, and he might be ahead of Jimmy Butler. I know he doesn't have the active hands necessarily just yet, but I promise you on the scouting report, people don't say that you're just going to walk and score on Dosunmu. He has very good basketball IQ on the defensive end. He uses his wingspan well, and I think that that's only going to get better as he gets more responsibility and becomes a bit more comfortable being a starter next to Coby White. The other thing that I love about this, guys, is that the minutes per game, it jumped up to 29 minutes a game. And I think that Billy Donovan is going to trust this guy a lot more. So you're going to see him on the floor more. What does that mean? That means that because Billy Donovan is going to play him more, he's going to be in this situation to grow more. All right. And from what I understand here, and I believe this was talked about on the CHGO podcast, once again, that is a great podcast, guys. But the one thing that they talk about here is that he only had one play that the Chicago Bulls ran for him, and it's like off of a split screen. And guys, he was spectacular for us in a lot of different situations. And you're telling me that he was able to go out there and get the 12. He was able to get a good assist ratio. And I mean, I know that the numbers don't jump off the page like entirely here in year 3, but guys, there were times where he would go out there and he would get us 20 points and he would get us 30 points. And I think a lot of nights he deferred to Coby White and DeRozan. Okay, and so I think in year 4, you're going to see a guy that is going to come in now with the confidence and say, I am a bucket getter. Okay, I'm not just a defensive rotational player anymore. Much like Jimmy Butler, I think that switch really clicked over for him after year 3, because obviously the injuries that took place with Derrick Rose, right? Similar to now Dosunmu in his situation, we had injuries which thrust him into the roster spots, into the starting lineup, and now he's had to play extensive minutes, and he's also had to take on the offensive responsibility, much like Jimmy Butler. So their paths are similar there, right? With having to step in for injured players. So you're seeing basically Jimmy Butler 2.0 at this point in time. And now it's even more scarier because he shoots the ball a lot better. And I love the fact that you see the offensive progression to me that lets me know that this guy is locked in. And I just think the sky's the limit here. So to answer the question, I absolutely think that this guy is on the path of a Jimmy Butler type of player. And I think that because he is been fortunate to get on the floor with Coby White, I think that that's helped his game out a lot, guys. I think that with Coby White alongside of him, one of the knocks about Dosunmu was he didn't have very good top end speed, and I think he's gotten a lot better with that. His hesitations and his change of pace, it's gotten better, and you could tell that him and Coby White have gotten in the gym and worked on their handles. These were knocks about him, and I love it when he's going to the basket and he's going downhill. You top that with the fact that he's putting in the shooting work. One of the knocks about him was that he shot like a low arc ball or something like that, but he had a quick release with his shot. Guys, he's gotten so good that I love it. And between him feeding off of Coby White, like, I think that these guys are building blocks for us. And I'm hoping that we don't go into scenario 2, which is trade everybody. I'd love to really work around these two. And I think that if we work around these two, we're on the similar path to, in my opinion, be like what Cleveland is doing right now. Now, I'm not saying that this is, astronomical, and I'm not saying that we need to strive for this, but Cleveland at least is in the second round of the playoffs. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to make it past the second round. They're probably going to get thumped, but I think in a lot of ways, man, Coby White and Dosunmu can be better than Garland and Donovan Mitchell, in my opinion. All right. And I think that these two might be one of the two best backcourts in the Eastern Conference, guys. And if we can ascend our players up there and be a very good backcourt, guys, we can get big. All right. I talked about how we can get big in the draft with Zach Edey. There is some wings out there as well, guys, that we can draft in this class that we don't have to be in the lottery. So I'm going to talk about that too as well, that there is a potential picks out there along with, bringing Patrick Williams back. This team can actually start to trend in the right direction, and I think can actually get out of a play-in situation. I mean, I'm just being very hopeful here, but I think that there is really a path for that, especially now that Dosunmu has gotten so much better in year 3, guys. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you feel like Coby White and Dosunmu are like Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland? Do you think their potential is a lot higher than them? Do you think that they are building pieces for us moving forward, with the Chicago Bulls? And do you guys think that, yes, do you think that Ayo is a comparable player to Jimmy Butler? So this is Rico Greenhowe. This is Bulls Digest. And as usual, guys, go Bulls. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Peace.